now join our program already in progress.
Rejecting the influence the world wants to put on me and my family and my loved ones.
Yeah.
And this is what the truth thing is. It's by and large right now. It's a lot of manipulation. It's a lot of the blue pill people are there. They're ignorant of whatever the fuck that we think that we know.
Right.
And then there's the truthers fucking manipulation as well, where we have these people that are manipulated themselves in their own regard with self-deception and things that do not benefit them, and things that really are just abstractions that aren't practical, that make no sense. Like things like the stuff that Santos Bonacci talks about, like astrobiology. Like these are things these things are so, and the guy's fucking insane. I don't know if you guys have, EBT posted this thing where he's talking in a live stream about how he's going to murder all his enemies.
Basic ass bitch, scrawny guy. Yeah,
he's a strange person, but I don't want any part of the world, of worldly things, of things that the world wants me to believe and the world wants me to move, like the CUF or the Ukraine or the Trumps or the this, that, and the other, that I've decided to disengage with that. And that's not me being a pussy and saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna not do nothing. I win by doing nothing." No, I'm not playing those fucking games. You're not gonna rope me into your fucking games. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna sit here and be okay with that. No one's gonna fucking jab me. No one's going to do nothing to me and my family, because guess what? I'm equipped to fucking to chop up your fucking deception, and that's it. I mean, what more can you do? What more can you do on a practical level except protect yourself,
I think you really can do more. In my opinion, I think you can actually get involved into your local government. Like,
my job is not to save the world, man. It's not my job.
Your job is to be a tender of it. You absolutely have a responsibility to wherever you're living. You ought to be taking as much influence as you can.
If everybody 100%. If everybody adopted what they can do within themselves and their community and their family and friends, that we would not be in this situation. We would not have.
But who's going to look to that leadership if you're not going to do it?
We would not have Twitter being a fucking cesspool that it is, where people are sitting around day after day,
deleted off of Instagram. What I'm telling you is, you can Okay, all right, I'll listen. All right.
Yeah, day after day, where people are on Twitter arguing endlessly and endlessly and endlessly. I've looked at this fucking disgusting fucking place where people there's no fucking solution there. There's none. Mm-hmm. There's absolutely none. Why are people on the internet sitting there arguing with fucking perfect strangers about things that don't matter? It is a perpetual fucking time burner. I think by and large, all of these social media apps, by and large, are time burners. They're there to waste your time. They're there to burn your fucking brain cells into not thinking for yourselves. A lot of it is moving, influencing people to behave politically or behave racially or behave with their religious fucking crusades. There's no solution there. It's a perpetual war, and that it is designed.
There is solution.
It is designed to be like that. It is because you're never going to change another person's mind like that.
Yes,
you can only change a
100%
person's
believe
mind.
You can change people's mind. You can absolutely
from a
change
tweet?
people's mind.
You can change somebody's mind from a tweet.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, if people are easily influenced as you're saying to believe a propaganda piece, then if you are better than the propaganda piece, you can influence society to believe what you believe. I'm telling you, like, you can't have a doubt. Okay, If
Yeah,
if you
I
are a Christian,
do
you
believe in
have
changing
the
minds.
authority to be able to actually create things that do have a proper power, that do
Right.
have a supernatural aspect that affects stronger than the average person who's just putting out garbage, right?
Yeah, but this sort of dynamic exists in the real world, not in
No,
social media. You're
but the
never going to change
social
anyone's
media right
fucking
now
mind
is the real
in
world.
social
That's
media.
what we got
It's
to you.
designed to be
This is
this
the war
way.
zone. This is
It's
the
designed
war
for
zone
you
where
to always be at 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 at
okay.
at
So
odds with your
is the
brother.
internet dead? What's
It's
your theory on
designed to
the
be
internet
this
dead
way.
theory?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that the internet and social media is designed to be always at odds with your brother, and through
Sure,
propaganda, and through
but you
propaganda,
okay.
in a more topical situation, trutherisms, you're more armed to be more fucking combative with your brother,
Yes.
and that
Okay.
you know more than him, and you've got the solution. So we're
I mean,
constantly going to be at odds here.
from a
There's no
Christian perspective,
practical.
yes, we are going to believe we have more understanding. Sure. However, there was a time many hundreds of years ago where there were saints that did have to actually cut their teeth in the debate
Yeah,
field.
but we're not living in those times anymore, dude. So what the fuck is the point of that? That doesn't
But
make
people
any
have for
sense. We're
no,
living in a
it's
very hyper realist fucking world right
yes.
now where things are
So
fucking happening a lot
if
faster than
people
ascetic fucking
forgotten those
saints.
debates, if you can remind people that those debates exist and literally drive home an argument and emphasize the fact that it is almost 2000 years old, an argument, you can make a person look like a fucking,
Yeah, they're
how
never
much
gonna change because you
sledgehammer.
made them look like dude.
You're not trying to argue that person. What you're trying to argue is the people that are viewing, right? Is that not what we're trying to
People are
argue for
gonna.
the viewers, right? It's
It's
the
not
people
gonna
that are
work.
watching the argue. I'm telling you, dude, it works. I'm telling you, it works because
It doesn't
if you
work,
like,
bro.
you can be as black pilled about it, and you can say it's all
You're
people.
trying to empty the fucking ocean with a spoon, bro. Okay,
But
it's never
how?
gonna.
Okay, does that spoonful? Does each spoonful matter or no?
I mean, if your mission statement is to save the world, no, it doesn't matter. It's
I
not
think
your
it.
job.
Okay,
It's
all
not your
right.
job to
quick
save the
quick
world.
background. My
Your
dumbass
job's
wasted
to
two
take
and a
care of
half years doing
your
mission work.
ability.
I was overseas in fucking third world countries, basically doing scouting missions with
You gotta
nine
be
other
fucking.
people trying to
You have to manage your
guide a
expectations,
medical
bro.
ship so that we could figure out who needs to get their teeth pulled so they don't get mouth rot and die, right? What I'm trying to say is you don't have to be the inciting moment that fully pushes somebody over to something. But if you can crush a fake fucking YouTube idol for a moment, just for a fucking moment, like they can go back. Like, okay, I go back to Owen Benjamin. I haven't gone back to Owen Benjamin and checked on his shit in a while. The last time I did was when Davy Crocker was showing his City Hall shit, and seeing him fat as fuck was funny as hell. But what I'm saying is, people who have like an on the fence mentality where they're just trying, they don't know what they believe, but they want to figure out what is the strongest argument for like what the existence of life is, what the purpose is,
I
why
get
you
that.
can make something matter, right?
I
Give
get
me
that,
like
bro.
30 more seconds, 30 more seconds, I promise. If I can watch these types of shill ass people and see that there really is an active social movement that shifts the Overton window still from a shill, it's still to some degree worthwhile for me to glean what is happening and be able to say, okay, this is happening, and be able to shift it, be like, all right, it's more important that we push it further and try and get it back to like some sort of actual moral society that is based on something that's actually Christian founded, and not this like Freemasonic bullshit that was the whole American society, blah blah blah. Why wouldn't I want to do that, right? Like if somebody's doing some sort of false detour, if I can double, triple, reverse back their deception because there's somebody that's looking for it, is that not worth it? Is that like one life? Because like I'm saying, you acknowledged already, like there are no NPCs. There are human beings that have souls. So is that not one soul worth it?
What I'm trying to explain to you is, yeah, I'm not saying these people are not real. These people have souls. I believe that.
Right.
But I'm not going to waste my efforts on people on social media to change their mind. I'm going to,
That's fair.
I do engage online because I think people should be privy to the information.
Right.
But I manage my expectations in that regard.
That's fair.
I know that I'm not going to change this person's mind. I know that I'm not going to win
Well,
anything in
okay,
comment sections.
don't know that
But
because like honestly, there have
I
been
do.
so many people that like
I,
I'm not bullshitting you.
but
I've made friends with on Instagram that like I used to like talk shit on and tell that there were arguments as fuck on the Extinguish the Light channel on IG, and fucking there have been people that have converted from New Age to Orthodoxy. And we can attribute it to orthodoxy is the new trend, it's all the edgy thing, whatever, blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck. The fact that the people are at least looking into Christianity to some degree is better than looking into New Age, period. The fact that there are arguments well enough created by random Instagram people
okay,
that are able to say like to other random Instagram people that are just atheists, but they're agnostic. They want something to believe in, and you can give a strong enough argument.
okay, but in the end, it's people's choice to choose it or not. You have really no. You have
Sure,
really
but
no
you have to be
power.
available. You have to make sure you have that invitation ready.
I understand
Like
that,
that's
bro.
important.
Bro, you
Okay,
act
I'm
like
sorry. I'm ambitious. I'm sorry.
you have this idea that I don't want people to be Christians or something, or like you think that like because I'm not crusading,
No, we're
fucking
on the same
you,
page. I'm not trying to like undercut you.
like
I
a
promise.
to win fucking souls out here. No, I actually live a real life outside of. I go to a real church and I
Yes.
actually talk to people and I do things that actually fucking matter instead of
Yes.
winning a fucking argument and dunking on people like Marty Leeds on the internet. We're dunking on. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You
No,
seem
I
to
agree.
miss that part. You seem to think
I'm
that
not missing.
every
Bro,
soul needs to be
how am I
one,
missing
bro.
that? We're on the same
Every soul
page.
needs to be one. What am I fucking?
No,
What is it?
not
I'm
every
Ray
like
Comfort over
there's
here?
there's there's
No,
not going to
dude.
be every soul on the same page. Period.
No,
People
yeah,
have a choice
you're,
to choose.
yeah, no, dude. Nobody convinced me. I convinced myself, or God
Yeah.
intervened. Okay, there's no
Right.
argument out here that's going to fucking convince these people, because it's out of your own volition to believe
Dude, I
that
don't
makes
think
the
it's as
fucking
simple
that
as that.
makes the
I think
paradigm
there are
shift.
people that can be convinced. There's enough good arguments that people around the world have not heard yet that should hear. And if somebody has heard it and they come off condescending and say, I've heard that argument before, I believe, blah blah blah, you don't have to argue that much with them. That's fine. But like it is worth holding on to those really good arguments, and those good arguments that like
I
really.
didn't convert from the internet, unfortunately.
Right,
I converted from a real life experience,
bro, everybody gets
and
it. I used to like, okay, do
and
you
that's true for everyone.
That's not.
Right.
That's not. No one's converting to anything because somebody gave them a good argument on the internet.
I mean, I was pretty.
I don't believe that.
I was moved over to orthodoxy because of pretty convincing arguments. I was basically a new age type of Protestant type believing person of like, oh yeah, everything's pretty much equal. I literally went to Vanguard University in Costa Mesa, California, and I got my biblical studies degree at that university at the time when fucking Trump was running for president. You could probably still find me running from the whole tear gas shooting incident from when Trump was running for president. They had like helicopters and drones flying over that whole area. Like, it's a very real type of moment for me where I had to shift from being a woke Christian to a Christian who really understood like what actually like standing for values was. So like when it comes to people saying like convincing somebody of an argument isn't worthwhile, I believe it's fully bullshit, because you can really convince people to stand on a different side if you give a good enough argument. It's
No,
easy.
you're not.
Tin, fix your mic. It sucks.
It's
Fucking
about me.
awful. Yeah.
It's the fucking earbuds, man. I
Oh,
can't
it
wear
Yeah.
sounded
these
fucking
fuckers anymore.
horrible, dude. It
Bro,
sounded
fuck
like,
a Bluetooth.
I gotta toss those things, man.
yeah,
What the
trash,
fuck,
dude.
man?
Good
Look,
conversation. I
yeah.
see where Tin is. I see where you both are coming from.
Right. Because Tim's got a good argument. Like, I'm not gonna, tell him it's bullshit, but like there's now,
I'm just
7
saying-
billion people
I'm
on this
just
planet.
saying
So
you-
like it's gotta be at least a slightly different view, and like they can't all be negated. Right? There has to be at least some truth and I'm not gonna give it like a universalism argument because that's gay. But like there are entire lives that people could live that another person would not ever experience any portion of, just because of the sheer shortness of lifespan, and how that affects somebody's view on life. If you really look long term, like what the entire span of this world is, right? Everybody's got these arguments for these different eras of everybody had this belief system during this era. There was the Dark Ages, there was the Roman era. Everybody's making different philosophies, blah, blah, blah. But like nobody puts it in context, like the amount of wars that have happened that's changed somebody's different philosophical view on the ground level, that's going to really influence the entire worldview of some culture.
I mean, what's the point? What's the point of sitting around wanting me to go defend a worldview to people all day, every day? What's the point of that? I don't give a fuck about, I don't give a fuck about like these online theologians that talk about and trying to convince people of orthodoxy. If you're not out there in the real world practicing it, it's like drawing the tennis court and just sitting on the fucking sidelines. You're never, our faith isn't this. We need to proselytize, so we need to evangelize. That's
that
our
is a
entire
point
life.
to
It's
it.
not.
Like,
That's
you
not
should.
at all. It's
You
not
should
at
be
all.
evangelizing. No, you should
We
be
are.
evangelizing.
We are
Sure,
by our
of course.
actions.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not
How long?
going to.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
not
Here,
going to
quick
cast
reference. How long
pearls.
does Jay Dyer stream a week?
Bro.
How
I'm not
long
even
does Jay-
talking about. I'm not talking
No,
about
but what?
Jay Dyer.
Okay. Obviously, Jadar is not what I'm going to hinge my entire argument on. So what I'm going to answer it. Jadar probably streams maybe a total 4 hours an entire week, right? He does maybe a couple live streams, some pre-recorded whatever shit, right? How many hours is he not in front of the camera?
I don't fucking
Each
know.
and
What's
every-
your fucking point, dude?
The point I'm getting to is each and every person is not in front of the camera 24 hours a day. So there's even in 30 minutes, you can change somebody else's life. Like I can literally go down the street to the fucking foster home where some 17-year-old kid was killed a block down the street and donate some money to their foster home and say, you know, I want to be more involved with your guys' small community and make a difference there, right? And because I'm Orthodox, I have this influence, and so I can start bringing in that belief system, that philosophy, that type
Man.
of things. What I'm saying is, you can be more
Ah.
active in infiltrating your local community with
No
the
shit,
actual.
Sherlock. Why are you
you-
fucking telling me something I already know?
I'm not saying it like you don't
Like you're
know.
talking to me like I'm fucking a child. Like I don't
Can we
know.
not shout in agreement at each other?
You're like it's like you're like it's so
Dickhead.
patronizing the way you fucking talk to me.
No, I
It's
wasn't.
so fucking
No,
patronizing.
you're
just
so
like
dramatic. You're doing the whole Middle Eastern dramatizing
I'm not fucking
actions.
dramatizing anything. Like, dude, like quit talking to me like I'm some fucking retard. Like I'm your fucking
No,
son or something.
I have
Bro,
literally
you're not
giving
even fucking
you every
Orthodox.
benefit
For
of
the
a
first
doubt. No, I've not been officially okay, so what makes me officially Orthodox? What is your metric?
what do you mean? What is my metric, bro?
Well,
It's either you're
okay,
received in the church or
okay.
you're not.
As
Have you ever
as
been
some okay,
baptized?
Hold on.
as somebody who
Hold
as
on.
somebody who was okay.
Real quick, Stephen David, what were you getting at there? Because I don't think you finished that point when you were saying like you can, because the whole time you've been arguing to do it on the internet, and then you talked about Jay Dyer, and then you said you could go
Oh,
do it,
so
do it
okay,
in your local community.
okay. Sorry, I might have gotten derailed. Like the fact that you can introduce an idea to the internet and you may not see like an actual acceptance of it, and you're gonna probably have to like fight against the argument or whatever. Like what I've seen as far as like Drew doing, like fighting against all this bullshit type of like nonsense conspiracy stuff, it may to some degree, and from the point I was trying to get at is it may to some degree seem like it's kind of hitting your head up against a wall, because mostly the people that are responding are people that are resisting. However, from what I've seen, from just how social networks operate in general, you can see a shift. Like there are people that watch from the background, and that's the best way I can explain it. Like you can see a shift of people trying to target their topics or the things they upload, whatever. Like there's much more influence with a strong argument, even though people may not acknowledge it. The fact that you won an argument on some sort of social media, people might argue, oh yeah, you argued on the internet, you're still a... It's not true. Like that is gonna stay on the... If the internet is forever, right? If somebody uploads a fucking OnlyFans video, the internet is forever, right?
Get to the point.
If
Get to the point, please.
right. Okay. If you can still drive home a point at the end of the day and make sure that people are watching it for the end of time, it's going to be just as effective as Saint Irenaeus's gigantic book that was written almost 2,000 years ago. There needs to be a Saint Irenaeus level book for YouTube that is just basically a catalog of arguments that are refuted the same way. That's what I'm getting to. And the amount of intelligent people that exist on the internet that are on here and could be conglomerated into making a Saint Irenaeus style YouTube book is so easy and could absolutely shift the entire consciousness of Western society, and even potentially the entire world, that I think it is worth the effort.
Well, where were you when I needed my word counts on my essays to be padded?
Dickhead. Yeah, I was fucking at my university trying to get my word counts in.
Fucking gunner, dude, just goes on and on.
Hey, look, I'm trying to paint a picture. I understand it takes a few extra words.
You're losing me. Half the time. Half the time you go on so many tangents.
I already drove home the point. If you missed the point after I drove it home, it's because you missed it.
I missed it because you were dribbling on forever about nonsense. Goodness gracious.
Hey, look.
Somebody didn't take a public speaking course.
I don't know what those acronym people things, the INTJ blah blah blahs, but you could probably peg me as one of them. I just
don't wanna
haven't
peg
taken
you,
the
bro.
test.
I definitely don't want
please
to peg
don't.
you, bro.
Yeah, no,
okay?
that would be horrible. Please don't do that for both our sake.
Yeah, I'm never. No, not gonna happen, bro.